There's a fish standing perfectly still at the bottom of the ocean, 3 miles down, balanced on 3 impossibly thin legs like a camera on a tripod. It isn't swimming. It isn't hunting. It's just waiting, and it will stand in that exact spot, facing that exact direction for hours, maybe days. Now here's the part that doesn't make sense. Fish don't have legs. Fish can't stand. So what is this thing actually doing down there? And why would evolution build a fish that refuses to swim? To answer that, we have to go somewhere almost no light has ever reached. The tripod fish, or Bathypterois grallator, lives in one of the most hostile places on Earth. We're talking depths between 3,000 and 15,000 feet. The pressure down there would crush a submarine. The temperature hovers just above freezing. And the darkness isn't the kind of darkness you've ever experienced. It's total, permanent, a blackness that has never once seen the sun. So already we have a problem. In a world with no light, how does a fish find its food? Most fish solve this with speed. They chase, they dart, they rely on sight and quick bursts of muscle. But down here, food is almost non-existent. Chasing anything would burn more energy than you'd ever get back. Imagine sprinting across a desert to catch a single crumb. You'd starve before you found the next one. So the tripod fish did something strange. It stopped moving entirely. Those 3 legs are actually elongated fin rays, 2 from its pelvic fins, 1 from its tail. They can stretch up to 3 feet long, longer than the fish's own body. And they're stiff, almost rigid, letting the fish prop itself up off the seafloor like a tiny, patient tower. But here's where it gets strange. Why lift yourself off the ground at all? Why not just lie in the mud like other deep-sea fish? Think about a sailor standing on the deck of a ship, holding up a wet finger to feel the wind. That's essentially what the tripod fish is doing. By raising itself above the seafloor, it gets into the current, the slow, constant drift of water that carries tiny drifting particles, plankton, and crustaceans through the abyss. The fish faces directly into that current and simply lets dinner come to it. It's not a hunter. It's a fisherman who built the perfect trap and then walked away. And the way it catches that food is its own quiet marvel. The tripod fish has 2 long, feathery front fins that it holds out in front of its face like a pair of open hands. These fins are covered in sensory cells. In the pitch black, where eyes are basically useless, it feels its prey approaching, the faint pressure of something drifting closer, and then sweeps it toward its mouth. Now you might be thinking, okay, but doesn't it need to move eventually? To find a mate? To escape a predator? To go literally anywhere? This is where the story takes a turn that surprised even the scientists studying it. The tripod fish is almost blind. Its eyes are tiny, degraded, barely functional. Because in a world with no light, eyes are just expensive equipment you're never going to use. Evolution doesn't waste energy maintaining things you don't need. So over millions of years, the eyes shrank and faded. But then, how does a nearly blind, nearly motionless fish ever find a partner to reproduce with? It doesn't have to. The tripod fish is a hermaphrodite. Each individual carries both male and female reproductive organs. So in the rare event that 2 of them ever drift close enough together, either one can fertilize the other. And if they never meet at all, some can fertilize themselves. In an ocean this empty, where you might go your entire life without encountering another member of your species, that's not a quirk. That's survival insurance. Let that sink in. This is a creature so committed to standing still that it evolved a backup plan for never meeting anyone, ever. Then there's the question of the legs themselves. When scientists first observed tripod fish, they assumed those long fin rays were purely for standing. But researchers using deep-sea submersibles noticed something odd. When the fish did decide to relocate, rarely, and only when it had to, it didn't swim gracefully. It sort of collapsed its stilts, drifted awkwardly through the water like a folded umbrella, and then replanted itself somewhere new. Here's the visual that makes it click. Picture a heron. A heron stands motionless in shallow water on its long, thin legs, waiting for a fish to swim past. It's the master of stillness. The tripod fish is the abyssal version of that heron, except it stands in a place so remote that it might be the only living thing for miles, holding its pose in a current no human eye was ever meant to see. And those long fin rays might do even more. Some scientists suspect they help the fish detect vibrations in the water, tremors from approaching prey or predators, turning its own legs into a kind of tripwire alarm system. Standing still, in other words, isn't passive. It's a strategy as sharp as any chase. But this raises the biggest question of all. If standing perfectly still in the dark, blind, alone, for your entire life sounds like a tragedy to us, why has it worked so well for so long? Because the deep sea rewards the opposite of everything we value. Up here, in the sunlit world, life is a race. Faster, stronger, smarter, more. Down there, the winner is whoever spins the least. The tripod fish figured out something the rest of the ocean's speed demons never did. When resources are scarce enough, the most powerful thing you can do is almost nothing at all. So let's go back to that fish, standing 3 miles down on its 3 thin legs, facing a current no one will ever feel, waiting for a meal that may take days to arrive. It looked, at first, like a fish that forgot how to swim. A mistake, a glitch in evolution. But it isn't broken. It's perfected. In a universe that told it to move, it learned the one lesson almost nothing else on Earth ever masters: how to win by holding perfectly, patiently, brilliantly still.